Let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer of the Week podcast.
Be right again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
7:58 on the Nielson Show as we continue here. Trev, make sure it pops back in on TuneIn and iHeart and at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We apologize. The internet kicked out, so we were streaming off my phone again. And Trev's name, surprise, was Jeremiah. I think that's where we were at when we last lost you.
Too much Creed, not enough Creed? Maybe something probably just trying to get that recipe just right.
Me when the internet goes out.
Makes my day.
Not.
Well, you got that frustration in there.
Oh, yeah. I'm very angry now. We were in the middle of the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. We were just finding out what YouTube Trev was going to do with Jeff Skinner. And we'll have to pick up that conversation coming up here just after 8 o'clock. We'll definitely circle back around to that. We've got Gager's going to join us as well. And we will get to those. Ooh, I see Rob saw the AI chat summary. Posted to us on Twitter. Viewers are discussing a hockey player named Trevor. They're joking about his nickname being related to Michael Jordan and how he might have to change it to LeBron now that he has achieved the GOAT status. Whoa! It is official.
So AI thinks LeBron is the GOAT, pretty much.
It is official. Sheldon S. says, blame Brundon. Yeah, Brundon must not. I mean, nobody's 2 hours late during their practice.
Lack of Brundon.
Like, he must not have thought he was going to be in this morning.
Somebody suggested too much fisting.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to. Because Trev's always like, fist me. Let's pound the knuckles. All right, 780-218-9999. Sorry about the internet issue. We will stream off my phone as long as we can for the rest of the show, and we'll go from there. All right, we do need somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia right now. If you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Text Trev in the Paris Jewelers inbox, and you will play Kind of Easy Trivia, looking to get your hands on a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. We got a sports update coming up for Windsor Plywood Leduc. If you're looking to get your hands on plywood or various other forms of wood, Windsor Plywood Leduc has you covered. Let's get to the sports update. Kind of Easy Trivia. 3 questions too many. We will revisit the fan zone coming up. That hurts for James H. Brown still to come. Gager, Marmot Basin Snow Report, the rap for William Huff. Connor McDavid goal song. The birthday boy gets it done with Stuart Skinner between the pipes. We'll get there just after 8 o'clock as well. Let's do this update.
Oilers defeating the Kings 1-0 down at Rogers Place. Connor McDavid with his 17th of the season. Stuart Skinner, 30 saves for the Oilers, who are now 4 points up on LA for second in the Pacific and 4 points back of Vegas for first. Oilers on the road for 3 beginning tomorrow in Minnesota. Other action last night, Flames over Chicago 5-2, and the Flyers rallying past the Panthers 4-3. 13 games around a busy night in the NHL this evening. Over to the NFL, where the Rams are off to the divisional round. They defeat the Vikings 27-9. Matt Stafford tossing a pair of touchdowns, while Sam Darnold was sacked 9 times. That ties an NFL playoff record. The Rams will visit the Eagles Sunday afternoon. Raptors snapping a 5-game slide. They defeat Golden State 104-101. Toronto back in action tomorrow when they host the Celtics. 7 games around the NBA later tonight. Over to the Australian Open, Gabriel Diallo and Denis Shapovalov both advanced into the second round last night, while Rebecca Marino was bounced in opening round action. Later on this evening, Felix Auger-Aliassime and Leila Fernandez will both be in second round play. Sports Update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Connor McDavid.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name.
Let me say yeah.
Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. McDavid. Remember that name. Here is Connor McDavid. that name.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Connor McDavid. Remember that name.
No limits when it comes to this guy. He's simply too fast. Think he can just fly. No limits. So why do you try? He'll score on his own, or he'll give it to dry.
Connor McDavid.
Fans in heaven, cause of 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, eating men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, 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 tack, take your time. McDavid on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oiler for real, cause he has no limit.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Remember that name.
Remember that name indeed, as Connor McDavid gets the only goal in the hockey game on his birthday. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, Dudley even talks about Jeff Skinner seem to be getting healthy scratched.
Yeah. Oh, good one.
I mean, that's
pretty good, Dudley.
Great play.
That's pretty good. We apologize for the internet bump, and we are back. Hopefully things are smooth for the rest of the show. The hangout coming up a little bit later on today. That'll be followed by the lock shop, 2 guys and a goalie. I think Belzy's going to be in with Gager and I today.
Nice.
And then we've got EST afternoons from 1 to 3 and the Reed Wilkins Show from 3 to 6 later on today. The Edmonton Oilers getting a big win over the Los Angeles Kings last night. Their best player, Stuart Skinner. Biggest game of the year, Stuart Skinner, the best player on the ice for the Edmonton Oilers. What say you?
9-0 after a defeat. As you said, that shapes up good for a tight playoff series.
He's not lost back-to-back games yet this season, and he's actually awesome. His numbers are better than they are at any other time coming off a loss. So that's got to be extremely encouraging, even for those of you who might be down on Stuart Skinner, every once in a while. The Nielsen Show brought to you by Southfort Chevrolet. Visit them at www.southfortchev.com. Drive a little, save a lot. In January, they're offering 90-day payment deferrals or up to $10,000 cash back to help pay off the holidays or whatever else got built up over 2024. And they've got that 2025 Silverado 1500 Custom Crew with payments as low as $150 bi-weekly for a new pickup truck. That is a pretty damn good rate that you can find only at Southfort Chevrolet. All right, text us anytime. Paris Jewelers inbox. They got 22 locations across 4 provinces, including here in Edmonton, West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, then the Sherwood Park Mall, and the St. Albert Center, www.parisjewelers.com. Trev, who is going to be playing a kind of easy trivia this morning.
Trevor Jordan.
I can't believe we didn't say. I can't believe we didn't say Jordan.
It does go good together. We were saying about what other J name. Like Trevor Jordan is a good role.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Trevor Jordan. I like
What
it.
did you say? Big name? Big name money took the stream down? Who said that?
Jimbo and the Nest Jet, big name, it took down the stream.
Big name took down the stream. That's actually, these guys know it infuriates me when we have internet issues. And but that almost made it worth it.
Somebody
said, you guys know there's a router that you can have multiple internet sources plugged into so that when one goes out, the other one kicks in. And maybe we have to do that with our Rode internet kit. We'll just have it constantly plugged into a router, and then when we lose the one, it just slides on seamlessly over to the other. That would make a lot of sense.
We'll look into that. We have a meeting.
That would make. I don't know if we can wait to the meeting. This might be a now issue.
Okay,
this might be a now issue. All right, who's playing kind of easy trivia today?
Vaughn.
All right, Vaughn is going to play today, looking to get his hands on that gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, a delicious and most casual place ever. You can go in there and eat steaks in sweats. That's really the goal. I mean, are we not all just living in a world where we want to eat steak in the most comfortable of positions?
Casual.
I think so.
Get that waistband out.
All right, let's play kind of easy trivia today for Vaughn. Vaughn, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, we will start the ticker. After I read the first question, you need 3 of 5. Good luck, Vaughn. Trev, you ready to roll? Let's do it. Here we go. How many goals did the Oilers allow last night?
0.
Which goalie got the shutout for the Oil?
Skinner.
Which Oiler celebrated his birthday yesterday?
Connor.
What position does
McDavid.
Which position does Sam Darnold play?
Quarterback.
What sport is Victor Wembanyama playing?
Basketball.
Boom. Got it. 5 for 5.
That is why I did it! Another 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am! Get it right!
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal a show.
That's a patent.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a patent.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a patent.
The first year, we took it to the limit. Take it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
8:09 on the Nielson Show. We've got a jam-packed third hour coming down the pipe for you. You do not want to go anywhere. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tell your friends. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us. We were well on our way to like a 300, well, easily 300.
Yeah.
We were well on our way to a 400-like show today before the internet kicked out. But we'll take the new likes over on the secondary stream, 780-218-9999. If you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. Look at it this way. You get to give us 2 thumbs up today.
That's not bad. Yeah.
That's a nice way to look at it.
2 bacon and eggers, 2 thumbs up.
Same way. Text of the day today will win a gift certificate to A&W where they've got 2 bacon and eggers or 2 sausage and eggers or one of each on now for just $6. We're going to get to that hurts for James H. Brown. Gager's going to join us for Pro-Am Sports. I want to come back around to fans first. And the fan zone, because we were just getting into that when the internet kicked out. So let's get into 3 questions too many right now in a jam-packed third hour. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segments?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where the entire staff is wondering where we're at on the Pod Coals and Goals song. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Well, we have the concept, right? It's just a matter of sitting down and writing lyrics. No,
Did you get a verse done? Or,
usually what I like to do is I like to do it in my head for a bit. And then when I have something that I can remember in my head and I think it's catchy enough, then I'll sit down and bang out the rest of it.
Early stages still. It was to Placebo's Pure Morning.
Yeah. Coals in.
Friend in need is a...
Goals in.
Yeah.
So
we're still there.
After that, I got to work on it a little bit.
Yeah.
But we got that part locked in.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
I think it kind of fits him as a player.
Absolutely.
The song sounds a little greasy. He's a little greasy. I think that could...
He's lower on the list
well
on the Big Shiny Tunes catalog.
Yeah. George Conlon says, my phone cut out at 321 at EST. Is that the number of likes? Were we at 321 when we got
Must
cut
have
out?
been, yeah. We were going at a great
I was
pace.
cruising.
Yeah.
It was a great show. Oilers won. Everybody was happy. Penner's Pancake says the show cut off at exactly 300 likes. Maybe that was the issue. Maybe our internet was like, enough is enough. That could be the case as well. All right. Do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I do, at Lieutenant_Eric. You can also follow Edmonton Sports Talk at YEG Sports Talk. You'll be up to date on anything and everything going on in terms of EST. YEG Sports Talk on Twitter. Edmonton Sports Talk on Instagram. Not on the blue sky just yet.
You haven't signed up for that yet. There's too many.
Not yet.
Too long of handle.
Too many passwords to remember.
How do you track your passwords?
I have 2 that I use.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, and I kind of alternate.
And you use them all the time for everything.
Yeah. So if it's not one, it's the other.
Yeah. Okay.
And I usually like, what's the password for this again? It's this. No, it's got to be that.
I guess I have sort of 2 common themes, but there's a lot of variations depending on what the password requires. So I do, and I know you're not supposed to do this, but I do have like in my notes on my phone, I've got all my passwords just listed in there. But I mean, how else am I supposed to remember them?
Yeah.
Right? You have a password for everything.
Are they like mixed RAM, like 158, G58? Like
no, they're all the
actually
same type of thing. Yeah. Anyway, that's how I do it. All right, question number 1, guys. Who was the MVP of Wild Card Weekend? Well, that's a good question, actually.
The weekend of the MVP, entire weekend.
The MVP of Wild Card Weekend.
Wild Card Weekend.
Can I say
valuable player,
the right upright in Tampa Bay? That was a pretty good one.
Zane Gonzalez's hair. See how many times he did his hair before he kicked that?
His big.
I think Jason Mills mentioned he was so nervous that he'd put his helmet on and he couldn't because he had to straighten his hair up. He did it 6 times.
It's funny you mentioned hair because I was watching the Lakers game last night and Gabe Vincent had cornrows for a long time, and last night he just had an afro going, and I respected him more. Gabe Vincent got on my last nerve for some reason when he had his hair in cornrows. And I watched him with an afro last night. I was like, I like the way Vincent's playing tonight. Yeah.
It's how you feel, right? I'll say Derrick Henry.
I think it has to be, Derrick Henry or Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels came with some pretty clutch plays in the only game that was even close on Wild Card Weekend.
With the spotlight on him.
Derrick Henry had a monster game.
Derrick Henry had a monster game, 186, 2 touchdowns, and the Ravens have been screaming out for and not to say the Steelers were, I don't know, say what you want about them, but the Ravens have needed a back, and he is still proving it's not like he went away and hid in this game. So, I'll go with Derrick Henry, adding to what Lamar Jackson did, 4 touchdowns between them.
I think I'll give a little bit more of a check mark to Jaden Daniels because Derrick Henry was at home and was a huge favorite.
Good point.
Jaden Daniels was a rookie making his first start on the road in Tampa.
Took a hell of a
hit. And won
hit.
a time and took a huge pop. So, I'll go Jaden Daniels slightly ahead.
Even had the Nelly bandage on his face, he was looking good.
It's very cool.
Cut going down.
But overall, it was a very underwhelming wildcard weekend. Now, that should change this week, I think. Commanders-Lions should be an excellent football game. An entertaining football game, we'll say that.
A track meet.
Ravens-Bills is the most anticipated game of the season to this point.
We'll be waiting all day for Sunday night, as the song goes.
As the song does say. I'm not sure what happened in that Texans-Chiefs game. And will it be like a dud, 21-17 or something?
I like how Huss mentioned yesterday that if the Texans ever were to make it to the Super Bowl, it has to be played at 1 PM because all of their playoff games are the first of the slate, always in the afternoon.
And they are again.
Yeah.
And then the Rams-Eagles, I'm not too sure what to expect from that football game. But wildcard weekend sucked. Let's just say what it was.
Yeah, on to the divisional round.
Question number 2, 6 points up for grabs for the Oilers against Mini Colorado and Vancouver. How many do they come home with from this road trip?
Minnesota tomorrow, Avalanche Thursday. So that's your back-to-back, and then Vancouver Saturday night. I'll say 4 points.
I think 4 points, you'd still be okay with the trip.
Absolutely.
It's a more difficult trip than the one that they were just on, clearly, if you look at the opposition. If they come back with 4 of a possible 6 points, I know some of you will just be sassified if they come back with 4 or 6, but I think you should be happy. I think if they come back with 4 of 6 from this road trip, I think you should be happy. Yeah, 4. 4 should be fine. Question number 3. Guys, after Hyman bought the OHL Bulldogs, what business do you want to see him get into next?
Doesn't he have an Oreo thing coming up too? He's going to be an Oreo. Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Did you say an Oreo? Like the cookie?
The cookie. I think him and a few other players. This courtesy Preston Hodgkinson, who has been in the hangout before at NHL Hodgkinson on X. Zach Hyman can add the title of Oreo Ambassador alongside his other jobs as an NHL player and OHL team owner. Looks like he scored an endorsement deal with the cookie company alongside Quinn Hughes and William Nylander. And there's a picture of him here in a Oreo.
Well, I hope he doesn't have to endorse those horrible Coca-Cola Oreos.
Well, I think it's the full brand. He's double stuff, all the flavors.
See, now this is interesting because I guess with these guys, he'll get paid a bunch of money for it, and he's a savvy businessman. But you want to make sure you know the product line before endorsing something that, like Coca-Cola Oreos suck. I'm sorry, they're no good. Regular Oreos, double stuffed Oreos, I still got some time for. But the Oreo brand has branched off down some roads and some paths I don't think they should have gone.
Tough to stand behind it, you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying, just be careful. Just be careful.
Like Kraft Dinner's got that KFC flavored. You ever tried that stuff yet?
What are we doing here?
It's not bad, I tell you.
Is it like it tastes like KFC skin, chicken skin?
It's got a hint of like
kind of thing?
Bit of a
the famous spices are now in KD.
That type of angle, yeah. It's not bad, but I mean, I think hypothetically, if it was Kraft Dinner for me, I could stand behind every. I like them all. The spirals, the 3 cheese, I don't know. I just think there are some products that don't need to be messed with. KD would be one of them. And I think Oreos would probably be the other. Like, just leave it the way it is. Has the Fudgio brand got all crazy? Fudgio is just a
Remember Fudgio?
But they don't.
They just
they're,
are. They're Fudgios.
They're Fudgio. You walk
That's
in
it.
there, they don't change.
It's
There's
steady.
nothing.
You know what
There's
you're getting.
Yeah, no rebranding. Maybe Hyman, though, to your question, partners with some sort of a milk thing now. He's got a cookies and milk. Wouldn't that be a sly move? Wouldn't put it past him.
I mean,
smart businessman.
That's a smart guy right there. I'm thinking that this probably leads to some sort of children's book about Oreos, and maybe that's the end game here.
Video game too, maybe.
That could be the end game. A video game as well.
Like it's all you do it all.
Tie it all together.
Yeah.
If somebody scores on a Bulldogs power play, everybody wins a bag of Oreos. There's lots of ways he can tie his brands into each other here.
And a book.
Which makes a lot of sense. All right, so let's get into that hurts for James H. Brown. The heavy hitters of injury law. Go see Trent and his team, and they will look after you. If you've been in an accident, there's no other place you need to go. www.jameshbrown.com to get the best coverage and care that you'll need.
Don't move.
Was my phone? Did my phone hesitate there ever so slightly?
I think if you go on your phone.
No,
it
Trev,
might-
the internet's back. You're connected right now. You're connected to the hard line. That's what that was.
That's what that was.
It was the hard line kicking back in.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
That's what it was. We're good. We're good. Don't scare me like that.
Don't move.
You
I'm
gave
sorry.
you gave me a look, and I was just like, what are you
Gave myself
doing
a
here?
look. That's terrifying.
What are you doing? James H. Brown has doubled the impact on the Fill the Net initiative. Not only are they donating $100 per Oilers goal to stand as anonymous, but now are also donating $100 to Little Warriors to help with the advancements at Be Brave Ranch. So awesome initiative once again by Trent and the crew at James H. Brown stepping up for a local charity. All right, here's where we go for that hurts today. And it hurts so much that I feel bad for the guy. And it's Sam Darnold. And it hurts in that your career looked like you were washed up. You go on this remarkable run in Minnesota where people are chanting MVP, MVP. You're 14-2. You go on the road with a chance to lock up the number 1 seed in the conference and put together a 15-win season. Like, his life could not have been trending. His career could not have been trending in a better position.
Any other timeline and you're 14-2.
Yes.
Any other timeline, you're getting that bye. Like you're you know what I mean? Like
like if it was not for the Detroit Lions, Sam Darnold would have had a bye. But unfortunately for him, that was not the case.
Yes.
Brandon!
He's alive.
Brandon is here.
We thought the lack of blizzard turned you off.
Yeah, we
We'd
thought
never see you again.
We thought you quit your broadcasting career. So everything was trending towards massive contract, likely somewhere else. But then the last 2 weeks happen, and you look like a deer in headlights.
The Ghosts.
In the biggest game of your career against the Detroit Lions. And then you have a chance to show that it was a one-off and you can still handle the big spot. And then last night happens. And I threw the question out on Twitter last night. And there was a bunch of replies. But the question was simple. Like, how much money did Sam Darnold cost himself, not just last night, but over the last 2 weeks? And maybe but this is how the NFL is. Like, but they'll look at that and go, well, we can't give that guy that deal now.
Yeah, and not only cost himself with the performance, but how much could he have? Like, it's not like he lost tight ones and played average. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
So you see what he's done, but what could have he gotten as well? If he would have balled lights out, say in another university goes out and beats the Lions on the road, they get that seed. They find themselves like what's even to gain? Not how much money he lost himself last night, but there is a wide gap there of how much he lost.
Come back, reconnect, connect to my. There we go. We're back. We're back. We saved it. Woo, that was close.
Is it
like
John?
The stream froze there for a second again. But we're back. But you were saying how much money
it's a huge gap from not only how much he cost himself, but how much he could have probably made. What Huss guessed, like $2.8 billion. Like, that's kind of, there's a big gulf there. Because, again, he could have played average and lost, and then you could have said, well, yeah, maybe he's not the savior, but hey, there's a quarterback in here. We could. It was so bad And again, in another universe, they could have gotten a bye and it could have been so much better. So that's a wide gap.
Here are the replies last night when I asked how much money did this guy cost himself the last 2 weeks. And as somebody else pointed out, the Vikings lost to the Lions and the Rams this year.
Mm-hmm. Both. Yeah.
They lost twice to the Lions.
Yes.
And twice to the Rams. Those are the only teams that beat Sam Darnold this year. Here we go. Here's some of the reaction.
Jared Goff and Matt Stafford.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what ended up happening. Steven a Truck says the last 2 weeks, Dusty, hundreds of millions. Tanner says, I would say the last few weeks here, but millions for sure. Kinger says the last 8 days is a better question. I'd say $100 million minimum. Jamie says $1 billion. John says 40 mil. Zach says 40 mil. Retired and Wired said tens of millions. Derek Reed says he probably lost himself 80 to $100 million. Jason said might have been about $200 million that he just cost himself. 60 million also said. Can you imagine waking up this morning and thinking about redeeming your career and then letting it slide away in 2 weeks and costing yourself somewhere between $50 and $75 million on your next contract?
Our friends at Coolbet had a tweet of Sam Darnold waking up this morning. Yeah, I don't know if you caught that one.
Did he sit up and swear or something? Or
you might have to check that out. But yeah, it's a.
That hurts.
He's probably made some money already, but yes, in terms of knowing in what could have been, it hurts. And again, as I say, in a different universe, in a different timeline, that record alone, the work you put in during the regular season should have at least gotten you some breathing room. But it is funny.
But
Lions
that's how the
Vikings,
NFL works. So they're going to be because all NFL teams
life.
think that they're going to win the Super Bowl. So we need the guy who wins a big one as opposed to a guy who just put together a nice, really good season.
Absolutely.
Sobkirk, who is a Vikings fan, you can see that over on YouTube this morning. Sam Darnold will go down in flames with all the other mediocre, crappy, stinky Vikings playoff starts. It's all the same, no different. Darnold, Cousins, Keenum, Webb. Tough one. It's a tough one, and that situation is going to hurt you. I can't like I said. I mean, I don't care about the Vikings. I don't really care about Sam Darnold. But I'm at the point where, and I know he's already got a ton of money. I shouldn't feel bad for this guy. But I kind of feel bad for him.
It makes you wince a bit. Yeah.
God. As Bowen says, I'm not too concerned about Darnold. He will live comfortably for the rest of his life on his current. I know, I get that.
But in terms of.
But it was so bad that.
And I just don't even take money out of the equation, too. What a redemption arc it was, right? The time in New York. The hype that he came into the NFL with his college career, all that, the money aside, it was just a nice feel-good story for the guy.
Lots of interesting suggestions here. This text is in no name on it. Some team will pay him north of $30 million.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, you're a giant.
Well, a Rams fan says it's the NFL. Someone will overpay Darnold still.
It could still be the case, but it won't be as much. I mean, he could still get overpaid, but he's not going to get as... Can you imagine if he wins the last 2 games? What that contract's going to look like somewhere? Orca Driver says all he has to do is sign with a team that does not play the Lions or Rams. Easy peasy.
Let's wait till the schedule comes out.
Guys, I am not a Sam Darnold fan by any means, but how can a quarterback do anything when they're sacked 9 times in a game? I blame it on their offensive line and not the quarterback. That's in from Corey.
You mentioned, though...
Corey, I do agree with you on some of it, but he ran himself into a little bit of trouble as well.
They weren't line sacks necessarily, all of them.
Yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job yesterday talking about how he could be shuffling around the pocket, but he wants to run around the pocket a little bit. And I think he put himself. I'm not hanging all 9 on him.
No,
but I think he put him put himself in a position on multiple sacks last night that he didn't need to do. La Bamba guy says Daniel Jones rubbed off on him too much. They brought in Daniel Jones to be around, and he just rubbed off on Sam Darnold.
Stank it's nauseating.
Waddy in Cloverdale says, as a Vikings fan, the Sam Darnold we thought we signed showing up at the end of the season, that hurts. Yeah, that's true. All right. That hurts for James H. Brown. If you've been in an accident, I mean, I don't even think we need to tell you. You already know. JamesHBrown.com, the heavy hitters of injury law. We're going to get to an update.
Darnold's already on hold.
Yeah, he's sitting there with...
Yes, I'll hold.
I was in an accident last night.
It's a bad one.
I got banged up 9 times, and I'm going to need to recoup about 40 to 60 million. And Trent's on it. He's like, no problem.
Yeah.
We'll make it
Let
work.
me pour my coffee.
All right, let's get to an update right now with Lieutenant Eric Gager on the other side. And we'll come back around to that fan zone conversation on Jeff Skinner as well. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We're back to 100 thumbs up on the second part of the show today. So if you are watching over on YouTube, hit that button for us. We would appreciate that. Gager on the way in less than 2 minutes.
Oilers with a 1-0 shutout of the Kings last night from Rogers Place. Connor McDavid notching his 17th of the campaign. Stuart Skinner, 30 saves for the win. Oilers hit the road for 3 beginning tomorrow in Minnesota. Elsewhere last night, Flames over Chicago 5-2, while the Flyers would rally past Florida 4-3. 13 games around the NHL later tonight. Sam Darnold sacked 9 times. That ties an NFL record as the Rams would cruise to a 27-9 victory over the Vikings. The Rams advance to the divisional round where they'll visit the Eagles Sunday afternoon. Raptors snapping a 5-game slide. They defeat the Warriors 104-101. Raptors are at home to the Celtics tomorrow. 7 games around the NBA later tonight. Over to the Australia Open where Gabriel Diallo and Denis Shapovalov both punched their tickets to the second round last night. Rebecca Marino was bounced in opening round play. Later this evening it'll be Felix Auger-Aliassime and Leylah Fernandez in second round action. Sit and Sleep is currently offering a winter clearance event, from massive discounts on major sleep brands to unbeatable deals on Canadian-made custom furniture. Our winter clearance event is your chance to transform your home at a fraction of the cost. Plus, enjoy perks like free local white glove delivery and special financing offers that make it even easier to bring home the best. Visit us today in South Common next to Planet Fitness.
DRS, DRS, drop that wing and try your best. Get up close, you've got to press, must be within 1 second or less. Show that speed, please don't swerve. Hey, look out, here comes a curve. Hit the button, be ambitious. Goodbye, Mikey, too judicious. Around the world, they will prance. Red Bull Ring to Paris, France. And you never want to finish second best. Push on and refuse to lose. Drop the wing and then use DRS, DRS, DRS.
8:32 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. One of your text messages will win text of the day. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio this morning. And the second half of hour number 3, jam-packed still. Gager's going to be hopping on right away. The fan zone for Fans First coming up again as well, and Marmot Basin Snow Report and the wrap for William Huff. Deaky Sparks, terrific text. Guys, the best was them showing Daniel Jones on the sidelines and the announcers saying, is this going to be Daniel Jones's team next year? I could hear the oh my God no from the Twin Cities. And then he adds, but as a Falcons fan, I'd imagine we'll pick up Darnold and he'll really ruin his career.
Oh, the NFL, hey?
Seems about right, doesn't it? Seems about right.
There are people taking it seriously, and then there's organizations just kind of...
But there is. Like, there's organizations that are just like, well, we have to spend this money on something. Let's give it to this guy. Yeah. And then when it doesn't work, they sit there and go, wow, can't believe that happened. Yeah. Like, I just don't understand how some of these organizations are run so poorly. Yeah. It's pathetic. All right, let's bring in Joaquin Gage, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. Let Pro-Am help you with your team fundraiser with a no-risk auction and raffle item. Visit them in-store for all the details. It's great. If you have an event coming up, you're looking to do like a silent auction or something, no-risk auctions is what they can help you with there, which is always it's always nice. It's all gravy. Mm-hmm. All right, you don't have to worry about that. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. Joaquin Gage joins us this morning. Gager, we've been talking middle names all day. What's your middle name?
I have two.
Yes. So do I. What's yours?
Yeah. Jesse Lewis.
Joaquin Jesse Lewis Gage. I love it.
That's like a full first and last in the middle.
Yeah.
Like that Jesse Lewis could be a good
Jesse Lewis sounds like he could have been a character in Tombstone. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I was looking for a Back to the Future guy, but that was going to be my name, right? So it was like Michael J. Fox, and
yes,
I was looking. It kind of matched. Those '80s stars had those big long middle names, so didn't work out that way though. But
instead, you're working with us here at Edmonton Sports Talk. But yeah, we love to. Hey,
right.
What were you making in the toaster oven yesterday? What was that little dish?
I was just reheating my my Brussels sprouts.
So was that your cheese sandwich sitting next to them?
No, that wasn't mine.
Oh, there was a cheese sandwich. There was what looked like a cheese sandwich. I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. This is a really weird thing. There's like this very normal looking plain cheese sandwich, and then I looked in the toaster oven. I couldn't tell it was such a fancy
like a
dish.
Zach dish.
Yeah. So it was Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. Well, it's a little beefed up there. You've got like cabbage and prosciutto and
wow, you're a fancy food guy, Gager.
I didn't put the walnuts in there because Reed, I didn't want to kill him, and some garlic, onions, parm cheese, breadcrumbs. That's it.
All right. You obviously got the note on the staff meeting coming up near the end of the month at 6:00. What would you? You said that we would get something communal.
I would say dinner will be provided for the staff.
But what would you bring for, like, if you could bring from home kind of a potluck thing, what would you bring for the staff meeting? Because I think we're all kind of don't air guys, but would you dress it up a little bit more or what?
I think it would I'd have to see what everyone else is bringing, right? Like, I think that's what we'd need.
Versatility guy, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then we'd kind of mix and match, and with all of us bringing something, I think you could have like a 7-course kind of meal, right? I think you get the yappies and then the entrees, and then I don't know. I think
I'll bring the dinner buns,
wine
side buns. I'll bring some.
Well, maybe desserts. Dusty, you can be involved with dessert. I don't know. Like,
blizzards from Dairy Queen in Morinville would be the dessert that I would bring. I think that'd be good
for everyone.
Gager. I mean, when you watched last night's game, straight up goalie battle, is that how you viewed it? Skinner won the goalie battle last night. Is that what we saw?
Yeah. I mean, it boiled down to a unbelievable save on Kempe on a 2-on-1 with Kopitar.
What
right?
a save, man.
Yeah, that makes you want to put the gear back on and throw that. And for Stuart Skinner, too, who is a guy that's is very technical with his game, showing the ability to take goals away from the other team, right? With flying the glove out like that, going just above the net. It was great. Best save of the year. They said it on the broadcast. That was Stuart Skinner's best save of the year and most important save of the year, I think.
Bingo. I was just going to say, it was his biggest save in the biggest game of the year. He was their best player and made his biggest save of the year. I don't know what more you could ask for from Stuart Skinner last night. What does it say to you about him that he is now 9-0 after a loss with a goals against average below 1.75, a save percentage beyond 940, and 2 shutouts right now? What does that say about a guy that this team needs to be their number one?
When they were showing those stats in the game last night, the first thing that came to mind, and I don't want anyone to get too excited, but it reminded me a little bit of Vasilevsky, his record throughout the playoffs, where if he lost one, he came back and I think it was like he shut out the other team, and then Stuart Skinner shuts out the team after a loss. It's the bounce back of a goalie, just the ability to put last game in the rear view mirror, no matter how you played, and just zero in on the next game. I think that's the sign of a very mature elite goaltender, right? Especially with, you hear the old adage of coming back home after a road trip, and the Oilers started a little bit slow, I would say, but that's where you want your number one goalie to kind of get you through the murky waters of the first 10 minutes and start going from there. I thought the Oilers were really good last night. At times they dominated the play. I was interested in the physical part of the game. I thought they matched the Kings in that respect for sure. And I love the goaltending battle. Great saves on both sides, and Stuart Skinner coming out on top. That's a huge confidence builder on top of that.
Gager being a goalie, you know the importance, too, of a robust blue line. Your thoughts, the 11-7 last night. I know Emberson's been receiving a lot of praise this morning, but just your general thoughts. Again, going in, I'm still hypnotized by that 9-0, and Dusty rattled off the numbers, too, including in that. But just how much does the blue line factor into those performances as well, and giving your goaltender, a bit of redemption coming up after a loss?
Man, that Emberson, there's some punishing checks. He is slowly becoming a really solid defenseman. That I think at the beginning of the year, that's how he was sold to Edmonton fans, that this guy was going to be in that probably 4-5 kind of role, punishing checks too. Like
when he hits big. It's true.
Because he doesn't look huge out there, but he's just one of those guys that has the ability to rock guys. I don't know if it's just because people aren't aware of it yet, but slowly and surely over the next little while, people will start to realize, hey, Emberson's out there. Make sure you take care of yourself, because this guy will put you on your keister.
Joaquin Gage with us on the show this morning. If the Kings are, in fact, a playoff opponent once again for the Edmonton Oilers, I'm curious of your thoughts on Darcy Kemper as a goalie that they would have to face 5, 6, 7 times. Got beat on. He made a great first save, rebound. McDavid's wide open. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do there. Outside of that, he was perfect last night as well. It's his first regulation loss in quite some time, only his third regulation loss of the season. He's rolling like a .921 save percentage so far this year, has won a Stanley Cup in the past. What did you think of his game last night, and how could the Oilers do more than they did last night against him if they were to meet again in the postseason?
Well, you have to make life difficult for him. He's a good goalie. He's a better than average goaltender. I think over the course of a 7-game series, you have to wear him down. He has shown in the past that he's not as durable as a lot of NHL goaltenders. I think, if memory serves correctly, I believe a few years ago, even with the Korpisalo, the first few games he looked almost unbeatable. And the Oilers, it seemed like they changed their game plan and tried to move the puck from low to high, right? Lots of traffic in front, made life very difficult for Korpisalo in that case. And I think that's what they would have to do in that type of series. Just make Darcy Kemper work every time you have the puck in the offensive zone. That's taking the puck low, the wraparounds, like just not letting him off the hook, because I think he's an older goaltender now and at this age, right? You want to start the beauty of the playoffs and the length of 7 games. You start to wear down the competition. Goalies, it's just the same. Lots of puck into the feet, second chances, going to the net, make life basically just miserable. I thought they did okay a job, but I think the Oilers can do a lot better job of doing that against a goalie that, has shown in the past that maybe he's got to take a break, or he gets injured and you have to go to the other guy at that point.
Gager, where do you see Jeff Skinner? I mean, now we've kind of hopped over the midway point of the season. We're getting into the spring stretch drive, that type of thing. But has the bus left the station for him? Do you still kind of see him somehow working his way back into the plans, or is this? We talked with Button earlier today that maybe the team. He said maybe 2-pronged. Let him work and see if they can come back, but also kind of work the phones and see if there's something else. Where do you kind of see his future ending up as we get closer to the playoffs?
Look, he was originally brought in to be a difference maker at the most important time of the season, right? And so I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit more optimistic on Skinner still. Although he's out of the lineup right now, if something materializes with a trade, but I just don't know what the return is, like what you're actually looking for in that scenario. To me, I think you just keep him around And you slag through the rest of the regular season. There's the possibility of, knock on wood, injuries to the Edmonton Oilers. Maybe that gives him a chance to get back into a meaningful role with this lineup. But Connor Brown had a horrendous season last year offensively. He did a lot of good things and kind of got his game to a level where he was a contributor, PK, things like that. I'd like to see Jeff Skinner get in there and try to find somewhere where he can contribute outside of just putting up points, and maybe that starts getting his game going. But I think you're going to need this guy in the playoffs, guys. I think there's just going to be certain scenarios, certain teams you're going to go up against where his skill set is going to be valuable.
Gager, as always, buddy, we appreciate it, man. We'll see you around the office later.
All right, buddy.
There you go. That's Joaquin Gage for Pro-Am Sports. And let's get back to the fan zone here for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. And just continue the Skinner conversation that we started before the internet went all gobbledygook on us just before 8 o'clock today. And Trev, you were telling us at that moment what you would do with Skinner. You heard Gager say, probably just keep him around. I mean, if somebody in your top six were to get hurt in the playoffs and you have a guy like Skinner that can score, might not be the worst thing in the world. But Trev, now if the internet kicks out again, you'll never speak on this show again. But
I'm okay.
Careful there, careful there, TJ.
Talk, man. There, TJ. Yeah. So interesting discussion with good old Jeff Skinner. But where am I at the whole situation? I know this. Like, the argument was he plays really good when he's with good players. And last year, Tage Thompson had a terrible year, and so did he. But you can't tell me that he's had no time in the top six. And I know people say, he's had more time than you'd expect. But it's just like this guy. I feel like he's just being watched ever so slightly, where if he makes one single mistake, he's just, okay, you're done. But it's like there's other players on this team that are also making mistakes and not getting the same treatment. So I think he offers a heck of a whole lot more than Adam Henrique right now. And that might be a hot take, but when he came back from being healthy scratched, he performed. He got, for Jeff Skinner's sake, he got 3 points in those 4 games or whatever it was. But I didn't think he looked too bad. And I don't know. I'd like to see him in the top 6 personally. You bring up Nuge not being able to really produce with Connor right now, and I see that. So I think we've seen that for a little bit. I'd put Jeff Skinner and really on that first line and really give it some time. Like not one period, not one shift. Like actually give it some time. So that's kind of where I'm at in the whole situation. Because then you'd know. Okay, that really didn't work. We really tried this out, and we know that we can't do this. I think Jeff Skinner provides a lot on the offensive side of things. He's not really good defensively, and I think that's why, because you look at him sometimes and he kind of looks lost. But this is a player that provides quite a bit offensively. I'd like to see him in the top 6, and I don't think he should have been healthy scratched. Not a chance. Like, he came back and he did his part. He played his part. He shouldn't have been healthy scratched again.
What say you? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. The old reverse curse. Good work by Dusty. Last week it was calling out Rico, and now he's heating up. Now we call out Skinner, so he heats up. This guy's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Yeah, but you have to get into the lineup to have a chance to improve yourself a little bit, right? So
that would help. Unless he starts producing outside. Wouldn't that be something? Not even dressed, and you speak it into...
Still speaking into
I don't
existence.
know how, but I mean...
But he's healthy scratched, and you expect him to come back and put up some points. That's exactly what he did. And so, what? You expect him to play better defensively? Yeah, maybe he did, but he was playing better offensively, And so that's why I'm just having a hard time understanding why take him out. He did do okay in his first few games back, or his games back. So I'm fired up about it. I really am.
You are. Yeah.
Well, it's just it doesn't make any sense. Like if he's producing offensively, why take him out? And he's offering more than I know he's not a center, but he looks more noticeable out there in the offensive end than Derek Ryan, if you will. So I don't get it. I don't get the whole thing. Clearly, there's something going on, and it's the defensive side of the game that Chris Knobloch really just doesn't.
It's the trust. There's a trust.
There's a trust
Coach
there.
doesn't trust him.
It's the effort.
That's tough
and
to get
his
that
own
back.
end.
Right? That's tough to get that back.
But I think his offense right now is outweighing the bad. In his little time spent in the bottom six, if you we're talking bottom six is what he's been able to do.
Yeah, he's not playing much. He's not getting a lot of juicy offensive opportunity.
No, and what he's been able to do with the time that he's got, I think that doesn't warrant taking him out.
Han Shorkoff is in and says, guys, if Kane is on the LTIR for the year, the Oilers will have over $6.2 million in cap space used at the deadline, which would be interesting. Because you could use $6.2 million in cap space and then bring Evander Kane back for the playoffs and totally cheat the system. It's your turn. This is how you win cups.
Make
This is how
use
you
of
win
the
cups.
loophole, yeah.
He says there's no reason to give Skinner away for nothing. They have the cap room to make the improvements they need. Plus, he's been playing well. I don't understand him being healthy scratched at all. Fan zone. That's in from Han Shorkoff today.
Yeah, and playing well, I don't think again, getting him to heat up offensively, I don't think that's the question. Clearly, it is the defensive game and the trust of the coaching staff that that's what it is, right?
No, clearly.
He's fifth or sixth still, right? Tied for fifth.
I think he's still tied for fifth in goals on the team, yeah. All right, let's. That's the fan zone. We wanted to come back around to that conversation on Skinner. Now it's time for the snow report. Hit slopes at the hill. Snow report.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked? I'm
stoked.
Just
I'm
so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so. Something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
You've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
Makes my day.
That's good.
Temperature this morning at Marmot, balmy -4. No new snow last night, but the forecast is calling for snow on Thursday and Friday this week. Settled snowpack sitting at 64 centimeters. They've received 149 centimeters of total snowfall this season. 15 runs were groomed last night throughout the area, and all lifts are operating. The Jasper and January Festival continues until January 26th with lots of events, both at Marmot Basin and then in the town of Jasper. Get the Marmot Escape Card for just $99 and ski for half price every day. Or get the family package, 2 adult lift tickets, 2 child lift tickets for only $329. Visit skimarmot.com for all the details.
Yeah, I'm thinking on back.
Hello. I'm your huckleberry.
8:51. That is the snow report for Marmot Basin. If you're planning on heading on up to the hill this weekend, looks like they're going to get some snow on Thursday and Friday, which could make for some nice freshie come Saturday and Sunday. Which
Somebody
is
in
what
the Nasty
we're really
Chat
all
is
about.
Nash Osborne. We're heading up to Marmot with the family Friday night, so hoping for a week of freshie snow reports.
Beautiful.
So, love to see
Be
it.
careful with those soft spots at the base of trees. This pops up on my TikTok all the time.
When they're trapped?
Like skiers and snowboarders just flying along, and then you get next to a tree, and it just like sinks you right down.
Yeah.
And then you need one of those hilarious little shovels to try to dig your way out. Or just sit there and scream. I don't know. I think I might be too scared to
I
do
always
it.
think to myself, though, and I know I'm wrong here, but it's snow. Just dig yourself out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think it's more difficult than that.
I know, but I just, when you're not in it.
Yeah,
like
when you're not
it's
in
like
it.
quicksand. Well, why don't you just pull yourself? Why can't you just?
Yeah, but you're stuck laying down like this. At first, what you're supposed to do just move your fingers like a you know.
But again, I'm sure it'd be different if I was in it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It just seems so.
Well, and I think in an avalanche situation, you don't know which way's up
that's
to
the
get
problem.
out of the snow.
And can you imagine not knowing what's up and what's down?
You know what I heard? What happens if you're
Terrifying stuff.
you're in an avalanche and you spit? Would your spit not run down towards like the ground, and then you dig the other way?
Gravity.
Gravity. That's what I mean. Like
gravity is a thing, yes,
Yeah.
but it depends how deep you are because it's pitch black and you can't really tell.
It's pitch black.
Yeah.
Oh, I never even thought about
Like
that.
you'd be upside down and you wouldn't know you're upside down.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Oh,
That's
God.
I hate
Boys, I would pass out from cloth. Like I would just be like, oh. That's it.
Expedite it.
That'd be the end of it. I'd be
why
like,
not?
oh,
Why?
that's it. I'm not
What's the
getting out
point
of
of
here.
hanging
Might as well
around?
just-
Where's my spit going?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wake up, spit frozen
drooling out of
everywhere.
here.
It's just
Yeah.
disgusting.
Why are you
Yeah.
covered in saliva? Nothing. I
Let's
was
see.
testing a
You
theory.
just had a little bit of snow on your face. That was it. Everything
just-
else was fine.
Testing a theory, okay?
It was
Leave me
nighttime. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, and ours looks pretty darn good
Oh,
for a
very
bunch
snazzy,
of upstart individuals who just wanted to make something.
Especially after it was cleaned.
Yeah. Well, I did
Just saying.
wipe down the walls.
Yeah.
William Huff. They've been doing this since 1952. If it's good enough for Rogers Place and it's good enough for us, it's good enough for your company. Make your company look professional, like a professional 1-0 win by the Edmonton Oilers last night. What did we learn on the show today, boys?
Well, after learning yesterday that the Jays, Dodgers, and Padres were all finalists to sign Roki Sasaki, Bob Nightingale now says the Padres are cautiously optimistic
of course.
that he's going their way. So
that's good.
The Jays remain firmly in the chair.
The Jays gave him a swag bag like they gave to Otani.
Well, there's got to be something.
Did
in
you
there
see
too.
that report yesterday?
What's that off sale price for a Jays swag bag? Eh?
Well, somebody yesterday was like, Otani left the Jays meeting with Jays gear.
It's nice.
Do you think that's one of those situations where he gets outside of the building and just throws it in the nearest garbage? That's the world I imagine. Otani's like, thanks, guys.
Probably
Plonk.
sell it online.
See you later.
With what's his face? The Bombers also bringing back linebackers Kyrie Wilson and Shane Gauthier on 1-year deals this morning.
Kyrie Wilson was injured a bit this year. Gauthier is a good backup linebacker. Anthony says, guys, survival tips with Dusty. New segment.
Yeah, with that music in behind it.
I don't mind it because I live very much in fear of needing to be in a survival situation. But I've thought about all the survival situations.
On the edge with
like,
Dustin
for
Nielsen.
example, you're in the water with a shark. You punch it in the face.
Easy.
That's what you do because it can't punch back.
Yeah.
Just boom, pop it again, pop it again. Keep it at arm's length. You have a reach advantage on a shark, so take advantage of that.
Yeah. If somebody's holding you hostage, you tap on the shoulder, look over there, and then you.
Yeah. Somebody's kidnapped you. You go, what's that?
Yeah.
And then you run the
just
other
run
way.
away. It's easy. Yeah.
I mean, let us know the survival situation that you find yourself in, and we'll give you the way out. I learned today that Trevor is actually Teej. Trevor Jordan. And I still think we guessed Jordan earlier than the actual answer.
Play it back.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to waste my time between shows today scrolling and looking.
You did not say Jordan.
Just trying to find out if one of us said Jordan.
That's a good one. A lot of people learned that today, and isn't it? I want you to know, if you didn't know, that was a game. It is a game, and maybe if you're bored and you have a new friend and you just like, hey, let's play the middle name guessing game. It's fun. Look how much fun we had.
You've been kidnapped. How do you get out of it? Oh, you asked them to play the name guessing game, and they just let you go because you're annoying as hell. Right? That could be a situation too. Sorry, Teej.
Okay.
The internet shut down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Darren Dreger tweeting out 1 minute ago. John Klingberg is closing in on resuming his NHL career. Toronto, Ottawa, and Edmonton.
We had him on a big board, I think.
We've had Klingberg on a big board
Seems
since
like a big board name.
2017.
Yeah.
John.
They are the teams that have expressed interest. A decision expected in the next 2 weeks. Klingberg had hip resurfacing surgery in 2023 and has worked hard to get to this point. 5 to 7 teams in the mix. The Oilers apparently are one of them.
And the Jays are also one of them.
I did say Toronto. The Blue Jays, the Senators, and the Oilers are in the mix. The Jays will come up short here. I'm not sure a post-hip resurfacing surgery Klingberg is the final piece for the Oilers in a push to the Stanley Cup.
But I can see it. I can see it.
I'll just leave it at that. All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. Where do we go for sound of the day today? I mean, it is a Tuesday. We could do that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Hello!
Inconceivable.
When dreaming, gotta tune all the world, time and time again. At sunrise, I fight to stay asleep, 'cause I don't wanna leave
little Creed for you on a Creed Tuesday. That'll be your sound of the day. Text of the day is for ANW. They got a great deal on right now. And we talked about this right off the top of the show. They don't even have this on other planets yet. That's how good it is.
No, it's that sausage patty that blows their mind. They don't understand. They just deal in links.
That's it. All other planets only have sausage links. They don't have sausage patties.
It blows the mind.
Which will revolutionize the breakfast sandwich and wrap game if they ever get there. But 2 sausage and bacon eggers right now for just $6 at all participating A&Ws. Text of the day today. I'm going back to, I think it was pretty early in the show. Yeah, this is so lame, but let's make it text of the day today. I hope things never change, and odds are they won't. But Lacombe Drew.
You say that in a positive way.
Oh, yeah. Corey B thinks he'll get text of the day. I think Corey A+ has a better chance.
Yeah. Corey B jumped over the fence and went to fight.
Yeah.
And people took him up on that.
Yeah.
Hey?
Oh, yeah. He was like, I'm coming for it. And be like, no, you're not. Whatever. All right. What are we watching tonight, boys? What do you got tonight?
Well, we got a busy night in the NHL tonight.
Tuesday
13
slate, eh?
the,
Classic
the
Tuesday
slate. When it comes to the NBA...
Canucks and Jets tonight. That'll be a fun game to
Canucks,
watch.
Jets, yeah. Let's just see here in the NBA as well. You got Thunder, Sixers, Nuggets, Mavs, Portland and the Nets. Pacers, Cavs going at it again. I think the Pacers snapped the Cavaliers' win streak the other night as well. So a little home-and-home redemption there. Yeah, a little NHL, little NBA, little of this, little of that, right?
I'm going to try to convince my wife to watch another episode of Landman, but she doesn't like doing it on weeknights, because I have other work to do after.
You got to watch Snatch, and old Tej over here has to watch The Big Lebowski. I think that's the deal. It was a 1-for-1, right?
Yeah. I'll do. I mean, yeah.
Please watch Snatch. You'll love it.
It's not as good as Lebowski, though.
We don't need to compare. It's in a league of its own.
Not as good.
It's in a league of its own. It's a different movie.
I'll decide. I'll tell you guys which one I like.
Watch
more.
Lebowski today. I'll give you $5, and then we can talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Just make a deal between the two of you.
I'll give
Trev,
you.
shake
I'll
his
give
hand.
you. I'll give you $5
Shake his
cash
hand, yeah.
Are you
if you
serious?
watch. Well, yeah, because I want to talk about it tomorrow. I'd love your
But you
reaction to
gotta
Big
watch
Lebowski
Snatch.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Please.
$5
Let me know,
boys.
Let me know. Send me a picture of you watching Lebowski
That's
today.
my coffee
I'll
for
give
the
you
next 2 days.
$5
Oh,
cash.
you're in.
Shake on it.
Deal.
There you go.
Shake on it. Shake his hand, Trevor.
Oh, yes.
Awkward handshake.
Going for the kiss.
Very
All
funny.
right, the hangout is coming up next. Jasmine, Maddie, Tommy, ready to go from 9 to 11. I'll be back with the Lock Shop at 11 o'clock with Huss. Pat's going to join us today. We're going to talk some golf. We'll recap, obviously, hockey and NFL action from last night. That'll be good. And then 2 guys in goalie today. I think it's myself,
Belsey,
Gager, and
eh?
Belsey. I
Yeah,
think the
that's-
3 of us will be together today as Cass is off out of town for work. I do believe. I think that's where Cass is today. So,
Does he think he is Sickler?
yeah, probably. That's what it is.
Business
He's
meetings.
just at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to see him at the mall later today. I'll be like, what is this? All right, for Trevor Jordan, Lieutenant Eric, and I'm Dustin Nielsen. Thank you very much for being here. Nielson Show brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. I'll talk to you in the Lock Shop. Turn on autoplay over on YouTube. That'll take you right on over to the Hangout. Have a great day and take it easy.